I am Denis Foretia. I'm currently the executive chairman of the Nkafu Policy Institute, which is a policy think tank based in Cameroon. Our goal is really to catalyze Africa's economic transformation, and we do this by looking at public policy, social entrepreneurship, tax policy, fiscal policy in the country, and how to ensure that it creates a free society. We're looking at policies in the system that restrict innovation, and that actually restricts individuals, especially women and young people, from actually attaining their full potential. Nkafu Policy Institute and the foundation were founded in 2012. So we are now just over 10 years old. Part of the motivations behind founding the foundation was to be able to first give back into the country and the community, but secondly to ensure that policies, development policies as they say, is not being dictated from outside, but is being driven by Cameroonians themselves. So rule of law is quintessential for flourishing, because everybody becomes equal in front of the law, and so and disputes can be adjudicated very quickly and also, fairly. Unfortunately, in Cameroon, our ranking regarding rule of law is not very good. We are currently ranked as not a society that's not free, and that's part of the things that we are working on to figure out. We are working with the Rising Tide Foundation is on a project that looks on how we power prosperity and economic freedom, really among youths and women. That's a big demographic for sure. More than 51% of Cameroonians are women, and the youth population, the population below 25, is more than 60% of the population in Cameroon. However, that demographic dividend is not currently being realized for a variety of reasons. For government structures and accountability, the lack of strong businesses that lead to good paying jobs. So businesses cannot really thrive in the society because of a lot of barriers that they face. And so part of the work with Rising Tide that they've graciously supported us is, first, how do you look at small and medium-sized enterprises, the problems that they are facing, the challenges that they are facing, and how do we help them overcome those? And we work with them through targeted trainings, but also figuring out how do we accompany them. We have a one-year program of accompanying select SMEs, helping them figure out where the bottlenecks are in their businesses and what they need to do to be able to move to the next stage. A lot of college graduates in Cameroon do not have the skills, based on our educational system, do not yet have the skills to actually integrate the workforce in a very productive way. And so as part of the support from Rising Tide, we engage in looking at young graduates, providing them with the skills to be able to integrate the labor force in very productive terms. Things like soft skills, which are not really taught in colleges, how to develop those soft skills. Part of the thing about which was very natural with the project is because we had worked on some of the issues regarding women's rights before. So it was very easy to look at how do we continue the work on powering prosperity within, among women and youth, looking at the unique challenges that women face in Cameroon and also the unique challenges that young people face in Cameroon. There are skills gaps, for young people, and there are skills gaps for women at times where the level of education people going to school, there's a gap between males and females in Cameroon because more men go to school than women. So there are those skills gap. So it was very natural in looking at the challenges that women face and that young people face in building, in their path towards flourishing, to be able to easily identify some of the key points that we know that Rising Tide Foundation is very passionate about, and rightfully so, and to be able to now say, okay, these are the things that we work on, and to see if there is potential for collaboration, and we're very pleased that that was the case. The most important, one of the things is to really ensure that people can decide what they want to do and pursue that on their own terms. And that is what happens when people have the power to make those decisions and see when these barriers are removed. Because when these barriers exist, folks are restricted, constricted, prevented from actually pursuing what is it they want to do. And that's actually restricting their agency. So helping to remove those barriers is ensuring that individuals can utilize and exert their agency to their fullest potential. That's the first thing. And once you are able to exert your agency to their fullest potential, you can then define how you want to flourish and how you see flourishing. And so part of our trainings, especially our trainings on the boot camp, is helping young people have a different viewpoint, especially the viewpoint of the business or organizations or workplace, because most of the time they don't have that viewpoint. But if they can put on the lens and look through the lens of what a potential employer is looking for, then they are able to actually prepare better. But the job preparedness training is really to ensure that a lot of what we see as skills deficits, especially not technical skills, because we can't really train you technically within a short period of time, within 1 or 2 days. But we can, within 1 or 2 days, really bring the concepts of life skills, the concepts of soft skills, the concept of essential skills onto the table, and for you to have that frame of reference to practice some of that, and to ensure that you can take those winning concepts, those winning frames, wherever you find yourself, whether it's in a job interview, whether it's at a job, whether it's in starting your own business, looking at how you want to build your team to be able to help and take your product to the market, whatever it is you want to do. Those essential skills are things that we know that are essential, but we know a lot of our graduates lack, and so it's very vital for them to have an avenue to be able to help gain those skills. Through influencing people, we are going to influence policies, because policies are not made in a vacuum. Policies are made by people like you and I who make the policies, and we have to influence them for them to be able to ensure that the right policies are in the books. It takes a long time for a bad policy to be taken off the books. So we want to ensure that bad policies don't make it first onto the books before it gets come out. For example, we talk about removing barriers. Why in the world did we have those barriers in the first place, right? To a point where we have to now dedicate time, money, energy to be able to remove those barriers. But we could have started from a playing field that said, no, we are all equal. But we said, no, we are males and females, and so we have to penalize females, right? It should have been the same rules for everyone regarding what is needed. And that's what we are passionate about. And we believe strongly, and the evidence shows that in pursuit of this, to ensure that people can live in a society, and that our society can transform into a society where there is rule of law, that people are free to pursue their God-given talent, that is going to not just be great for Nkafu, it will be great for the country.